Hello. In today's video I would like to show you how you can prepare a map on which you can present your blueprints. How to share it in the workshop so that you can create a minigame from it, available to all players. How you can update it later, and also several tips and tricks. For example, how you can create your own commands on this map. So we open the editor and click on the Create New. Creating a suitable name is quite important so that your map attracts people and they come to look at it. Setting whether it will be a map only for PC players or a universal map is up to you. I will choose a map only for PC players, because most of my blueprints are not suitable for mobile devices anyway. For me, quite important settings are the time scale, because I will control time on the map with the help of commands. I don't need day and night to change. I will allow the players to choose whether they want to see how the blueprint looks at night or during the day, without having to use the bed. And the last important setting for me is turning off the simulation of hunger and weather. I will also control the weather by command. I don't want people on the map to starve, and I also don't want to add food there unnecessarily, because the main reason why I want to attract people to the map is to look at my blueprints. In the future, I will definitely supplement the map with blueprints of ships or boats, which is why I choose an archipelago map. There is a lot of water for this blueprints and enough space on the islands for other plans. I will leave the other settings, such as collecting things or crafting things, unchanged, because I want to leave players the opportunity to try out blueprints in practice as well. After setting the basic map settings, we can go straight to creating our own commands. We will use event listener logic for this. Setting the event listener is as follows. Locations server, listen for player action, instigated by any player, events on custom console command. After creating the event listener, we open the script and use the event we created. As you may have noticed, I script almost everything in the global repository of instructions, and now I will do the same. We will create a global storage, and in it we will create a custom console commands instruction. We will add the following values to the instruction: player, command, arguments. I probably don't have to explain the promise to you. Normal commands are entered using slashes, actual commands are entered using 2 consecutive slashes. Behind them you enter the command itself. Arguments mean something like an addendum to a command. For example, you enter the teleport command and use the number as an argument. In our case, this number will mean the number of the island to which we teleport. After creating the instruction, add the calling tile of this instruction to the event listener, and we will move the required data from the event. Now let's go back to global storage and create commands. We need a condition for that. We insert the tile from the instruction in the place of the first 0 into the condition. With this, we compare the specified command with the command that we predefine. To predefine the command, insert a text tile instead of the second 0 into the condition, and write in it how we will enter the command, but without slashes. I chose time change as the first command. I will write the text set time. Attention, the commands themselves must be written without a space. Everything you write after a space is defined as an argument. We'll show that in a moment. In the condition in the first inner line, we insert a set game time tile whose time we can change. We can find it among the game tiles, but we can also search for it as a set game time. We will insert another tile into this tile from which we will get the required arguments. We use the tile to get the array. I will not use minutes to change the time, only hours, so we only need to use one argument, that is one word or, in my case, a number. We will write this number in the command in the wording, 2 slashes, command, space, number. The number will mean the time value. Since the argument will be immediately after the command, we need the first position of the array and therefore leave the index in the tile set to 0. I will use weather change as the next command. In the condition, I repeat the procedure, and to change the weather I find the set weather everywhere tile, and if I want the weather to change immediately after entering the command, I set the value instant to true. For changing the weather, I will also use only one-word arguments, more precisely numbers, but in order to have a better overview, I will create another instruction for this in which I will create another condition by which I will check the value of the argument. You could also create an array for individual weather conditions and compare it directly via the index array, but I want to show you the simplest way. One very important thing that I almost forgot. When you enter the command, you get a text file as the output value. But you cannot compare a text file from a number to a value, so we have to convert the text to a number with the help of the number tile with the name convert to number text. As the last command for this tutorial, I decided to use the teleport command. The procedure is the same as in the previous commands. It is useful to say that in the game settings you can use the Go Here button. After pressing this button you will see a table of options. Each option represents one island on the map of your archipelago. You can move very quickly from island to island in the editor. After a short test, we will show you how you can show the players all the commands they can use on your map. I decided to use main HUD, with one button to show and hide commands, but you can do it with permanent text in main HUD or anything else you can think of. But now we will move on to the most important part of the video, which is how you can share your island in the workshop so that other players can find it among the minigames and try it out. So we click on the menu and choose the Publish to the Workshop option. A table will appear in which we can describe the options' descriptions and changelog. I recommend using both options because it is the first thing that will tell an unknown player what your minigame is about. When we then click on the Export and Publish option, our minigame will begin to be exported to the workshop. After the export is completed, a window will appear stating that the export has been completed, and the game will redirect you to the workshop page in your browser. Right on the first page you will be able to upload a picture. This image will be used as a thumbnail for your minigame. I recommend using an edited screenshot with clear text or another eye-catching image. On the other page you have the option to add a genre for your game. Single word names separated by commas. On the other side, you have the option to upload more pictures or even videos for your minigame. The players will be able to see these pictures when they review the minigames in the workshop. You will not use them directly in the game. On the last page you only have a summary and the option to publish and hide. I choose the options not to share and hide, but you do exactly the opposite. Do not hide the game, just publish it. Finally, I'll show you once again the script for all the commands I used in this video. I hope the video was at least a little useful for you. Don't forget to leave a like and a suggestion for the next tutorial.